Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Expat Taffy at your service. Oh, wait, let me correct that. The brilliant Expat Taffy at your service. And what have I got for you today? I've got a very, very special treat. A very special treat coming up where the brilliant Expat Taffy will be displaying irrefutable evidence of aliens occupying the moon, folks. Yes, aliens on the moon, coming up. Now, folks, before I deliver this irrefutable evidence of aliens existing on the moon, let me say, if you're one of those narsehole deniers like this quackpot, who's always speaking through his astrobrand, then do us a favour, just stop the video and piss off. So, folks, let's take a look at some of the denials from this quackpot who's always speaking through his astrobrand, shall we? Okay, folks, here's the first one. First discovery of mine, after brightening up the shadows under the Apollo 11 LEM. Two different shades of shadows, and one lighter shadow seems to give the figure of a cat with a tail, a head, a nose, a pair of lips, a chin, and even an Adam's apple. And this numbskull claims it's just a rock. Okay, here's the next one. If you look carefully, you can see a bird perched on the back of some other land creature. And another poster suggested it could be an armadillo. Now, according to this numbskull astrobrand, it's an extraterrestrial. Now, here's the next one. What you've got here is another whistleblower's clue, and just remember, this is all to do with the Apollo 11 LEM, where I display over 16 whistleblower's clues in the one photo. Now, what you've got here, disguised as a rock and a shadow, is obviously a rat. You can see the front nose, the front paws, and the tail, neatly disguised as a rock and a shadow. Now, here's the next two. Study this photo and you can see a seahorse disguised as a shadow of a rock, and below that you can see the body of most probably what is a mongoose. Even got a nose, ears, and an eye. And again, according to this numbskull who's always speaking through his astrobrand, these four creatures are simply extraterrestrials. Now, here's the next one, folks. Buzz Aldrin coming down the ladder, and plain to see, you've got a staggered hole door hinge copied and pasted onto him. I wouldn't be surprised. There you are. There it is, a three-hole staggered hole door hinge. I've been waiting for this numbskull to say it's an extraterrestrial's skateboard. Now, what about this one, folks? The brilliant Expat Taffy is prepared to say, I can see a bunch of licorice all sorts here. They are the correct shaped squares, and they are correct layers, and they are correct colours. I am prepared to say, I can see sweets here. According to that numbskull, it's my imagination. Now, here's the next one, folks. What the brilliant Expat Taffy discovered in the visor of an astronaut is the head of a rabbit smoking a cigar, and he's got two long ears. This idiot states it can't be Roger Rabbit because Roger Rabbit wasn't invented then. Well, let me say, idiot, it wasn't me who initially christened him Roger Rabbit. It was another poster. So what about making him Bugs Bunny because he was out long before Apollo? Okay, folks, here's the next one. Again from that Apollo 11 LEM. Buzz Aldrin's boots in the footpad of the LEM, and the brilliant Expat Taffy states, I can see the head of a flamingo, a typical shape of the beak, the mouth, and an eye. And what does this numbskull state? He states, no, he cannot spot any flamingo that he's not schizophrenic. So what it means, folks, he is saying that any one of you who can see this figure, then you must be schizophrenic. There you are, folks. From what you have seen so far, the brilliant expat Taffy is proud to say, I can see these whistleblowers' clues, I can see these objects, and I recognize them, and I know why they are there. They are deliberate whistleblowers' clues by the photo lab staff to tell us that the photos are fake. But what you got from this numbskull here, here's his post describing what I see. Now, folks, have a good read of his post here. And what he's done, he's provided all this gobbledygook to try and describe somebody who can see things that are not there. Somebody whose imagination has run wild with them. Now, folks, my turn. How do you describe somebody who cannot see what is in front of their eyes? Well, I wouldn't bother using a load of gobbledygook like this idiot has done here. I can describe that person a lot better in one word. Wanker. After all, don't they say it does make you go blind? And here's the proof, snapped out of his video, folks. Okay, folks, here we are, the moment of truth. What you've all been waiting for. Irrefutable evidence of aliens existing on the moon. Now, here's one of NASA's photos, supposed to be the surface of the moon. Don't ask me for the number because I'm not giving it yet. I don't want NASA altering the photo. And I'm going to use this photo in another video in the future. Now look what you've got here. The first thing I can see here is you've got a tapered lever arm. On that you've got a hole that a shaft goes through. On that you've got, you can see I marked on the right, you've got a grease nipple. And on the top you can see a U-shaped bracket, and it's got holes in it. And a latch bolt. Now you cannot deny this. You can see the double bend in it. A bolt you slide back and forth to lock your door, and you can even see on the end of that bolt a round end, which is what you do get on a latch bolt. Undeniable, irrefutable evidence of machinery of some kind on the moon. And you can also see a cogwheel with a spindle. And like I said, don't ask me for the number because I'm not giving this out. But I can assure you it is one of NASA's photos that they claim they took on the moon.